Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Oakfield Farm, Farmulator 17, yes, Farming Simulator 17 even. I'm not going to edit that out. Today we are doing some silage. We're doing fire dragon silage because reasons. Because I want to get some cows eventually and I kind of need silage to do it. I don't know how it's become 6:16 PM in game already. This is going to be a fun game with MR because, oh my god, everything goes so quickly. I guess I know how it's 6:16 in game because it's actually 6:12 in real life. It's almost identical times. Yeah, the reason it's this late in the day in games because I had to leave the game running after Sunday's stream to finish the field with the Valtra, and I apparently left it running a bit too long because the Valtra was well finished and the engine was off by the time I actually got back to it, which usually means it's been sitting there for like 5 minutes or so at the very least. So I wasted a bit of time there. I don't really mind. Hopefully you all saw yesterday's video, which was my first look at Demolition Build Simulator. Obviously it wasn't my actual first look, it was a bit into the game. You know, I'd done a few missions, I'd got a bit of equipment together, and I was able to play about with some stuff really nicely. Some really nice stuff actually. I do plan on doing a stream on that possibly during the week, assuming I'm not finished the game by then because I've been playing it quite a lot. It's one of these games that is very, very enjoyable to just sit back and blow stuff up in. Yeah, one of those games. But today we're doing some grass. I want to get cows soonish. We've got a lot of money, so we can afford all the equipment we'll need for cows. The reason I'm doing forage wagon silage is quite simply because it is the easiest way to do silage. And if we somehow manage to fill the pit, I can just drop some grass off at the compost master, ready to be used for composting as well. So it's kind of double duty being pulled by grass in this field. I don't expect it to fill the clamp. At least I hope it doesn't fill the clamp. And that is that full. We're actually right beside a gate. There's a gate just down here, I believe. I think. Unless I misremember. Oh, I was thinking. No, there is. There is a gate down here. I wasn't misremembering this field, so I'm gonna just swing around so it's easy to get at the gate, and we'll open it up. So I do still have head tracking engaged. I don't have it on today, but I do have it engaged in game. So everything's gonna be third person, else you just want a static first person view like that, which is kind of boring. We've got all those bales out of all the fields. We've got field 31 plowed now. Field 13 at the time of recording is still being planted. Still being seeded. We're seeding that in wheat. And I don't think you got... This isn't an MR tractor. This is just struggling because of the weight of the grass in the trailer. Holy crap. Glad I decided on this thing. I also need to make I need to figure out if there's a workshop around the yard, because I actually want to up this to be a 210 or something similar. I want this to be a more powerful T7. I think there's a workshop in the yard somewhere. I just don't remember or don't know where it is. I think it might be. I'll just have a look around these sheds real quick. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing it somewhere obvious. Like if it is anywhere, it'd probably be in that shed, but it's not. It's in that shed, which is actually convenient because it's on the way. We just detach the trailer and we'll upgrade our T7. Wanted to have all the horsepower possible, so we'll just swap this into being the most powerful T7 we can have. So we'll customize this to be a T7 210 with double beacons because I love my beacons. There we go, we now have a T7 210, which should struggle a bit less with the hills because it's only a few horsepower more powerful than the T6 we have, hilariously enough. Now, over here, there's actually 2 silage clamps in this yard. There's one down there, there's another over here, and I'm going to use the upper silage clamp because it's closer to the cows. It makes the most sense. And I forgot the baler and mower were just kind of dropped off there. Don't flip. Forgot the baler and mower were just left there, abandoned by their careless owner. No, they were reset a while back and I forgot to move them out of the way since. The downside of using an MR silage trailer is that it does take quite a while to unload. It is quite slow, but you can see the chaff is piling up. It's... Ooh, did I break the tip call, or is the tip call a tiny bit wonky? I may need to word Oxygendavid about that. Because I'm not sure what the case is. I'm gonna guess, based on previous experience, that I've managed to break it a bit. Although that is quite a pointy pile. I haven't quite seen a silage pile that pointy in game before. So we're going to get as much of this done in half an hour as we can, because I am running on a time limit today. I've got pretty much until I started late, so this isn't going to be fun. And this might be a bit of a short video, because I am planning, we'll just use the magic hedge trick. I am planning on streaming at about 7 PM after SILAGE, because it's Monday. And I want to try and get my wheel fixed in the meantime, because you might notice I'm on keyboard still. This is immediately after yesterday's first stream. I'm recording this, so I haven't had the time to try and fix the wheel yet. That's going to be in the time where I'm kind of winding down from recording, winding up to stream. It's going to be interesting, and I've got water, I've got stuff that I need to stream. I'm all ready. It's just kind of doing a mental reset from streaming to recording to streaming in pretty rapid succession, which I've not had to do before. So this could be an interesting day for me, and then I'll be making some food and editing my video and rendering my video and uploading my video and stuff like that. It's a rarity where I double stream and at a weird time. So I'm going to be interested in seeing, obviously you guys know already how the second stream went. I'll be interested in seeing how it goes, myself. Because I'll be finishing off, or I will have finished, field 13, probably with a bigger cedar, most likely. I'll probably have done a bit more work over here, as well. It's gonna be... I'm going to be very interested in seeing how it goes. Because I know SILAGE hates MR, I love MR, I really like how it makes a lot of equipment a bit more realistic. Although, I will openly admit, and I've said it many times in streams, the hill thing. The fact that MR hates hills is a bit nonsensical, because in real life tractors don't go 6 kilometers an hour uphill, even the steeper hills. And I should know, because I live near a hill that's probably about as steep as the one in game. Right over there. That hill there. I live right beside a hill about that steep, and tractors don't crawl up it with trailers full of stuff. In fact, tractors just power up it no matter what they've got on them. So, you know, that's a bugbear for me, because I know it's unrealistic. Usually when I say, oh, that's unrealistic, usually when people in general say it's unrealistic, it's because, oh, it's unrealistic according to my experience with like two things that would be very vaguely similar. This is based on simple physics. Tractors have a lot more grip than MR gives them, and trailers have a lot less weight than MR gives them, seemingly. So, because tractors don't go 80 kilometers an hour downhill holding the brakes constantly. They engine brake going downhill usually. Whereas with MR, there's no engine braking because apparently there's no clutch. And I do plan on resolving that in the near future. I did say during the first stream yesterday that I have bought myself a new CD case, or a new PC case, a new chassis for my computer. So there is a chance that I'll be not streaming and not recording for a day and just kind of drop off the face of the earth for a day. That's planned now in the next probably 2 to 3 weeks, while I basically rebuild my PC and clean it all up and make sure it's all good to go for another little while. The new case will have 4 front USB ports as opposed to the effective 1 that I've got now. The reason that I say effective 1, I've got 2, but one of them's gunked up with epoxy resin because I was an idiot and decided that was a good idea to try and epoxy a USB port in, and it didn't work as well as I would have liked. So it's just full of epoxy resin, and it's turned to plastic, and there's nothing I can do about it. So the new one will have 4 USB ports. I've heard that there's some airflow problems with the chassis that I have bought. That's not actually that big a deal to me, because I do plan in probably 3 to 4 months time on upgrading slightly my PC to have water cooling as opposed to pure air cooling. So bad airflow isn't that big of a deal to me in the case, because the main source of heat is kind of the graphics card and CPU in combination. If I can water cool the CPU to yeah, I did in fact break the tip calls here then. If that was having a bit of a fit over where I was trying to tip it, then I've almost definitely broken the tip calls by mistake. I'll come in here once I've emptied this pit out again with a deleto brush and delete the grass that's stuck in the defense net, or the wall. There's going to be no way I can do it otherwise. Now you will notice that I am just piling the grass up against the back wall, and we've got 62,000 litres of silage already. 65, 66, 67, 67,253 litres. That is actually really nice. I'm going to compact it later with something really heavy. Probably the excavator. I would imagine that's quite heavy. I'll basically just teleport everything down to the VGA and see what the heaviest piece of equipment I have is, and then use that. Although, that's just occurred to me, I do have at my disposal, not in my possession, but at my disposal and available to me, the silage kits that were released on Giant's mod a while back, the really, really stupid heavyweights. They've been MRified. They've got MR XMLs available. I may well use them. Because, I mean, they do help to compact the silage really fast, and it's kind of nice to use specific silage equipment on tractors. Instead of using the Giant's blades, which are wonky at best, I'll be honest. Except in MR, in MR they do have ultra capacities as well. I may actually use Giant's blade just to show something off, because I think I was messing around with it at some point after installing MR, and I discovered something really cool that it does. Specifically with MR, which is a definite realism fix. Or a realism improvement, I should say. It's not really a fix as such. Just gonna grab a bit more grass over here. I know that I've missed bits with the windrower, that's fine. I am going to, by the way, swap out the windrower that I have for something else in the near future. I got one that actually looks quite good and has got some interesting functions that I plan on using for the foreseeable future on this map. So I'm going to swap out the boring box standard and get one that everybody was complaining about and get the interesting one that everybody's going to complain about. People have been I should point out, people have complained that the equipment I'm using on this map is too small because I was using a 2-rotor windrower and I'm using, over in Field 13, a 3-meter seeder, and if you look at the size of Field 13 and the fields that I have, I think in real life the farmer would have a 3-meter seeder, because in real life you don't just seed for 10 minutes and then say, well, that's the field done. In real life, it takes a couple of hours to seed a field up, so... You know... Even with the fields that I have, and, you know, it's field 13, 34, and 31, in terms of crop fields at least, I think you'd still have a 3-meter seeder for those 3 fields. Despite how long it would take you to do it. Because it wouldn't make sense to have a 3-meter seeder just for 3 fields. If I were to buy, say, field 12, then I'd probably go up to a 6-meter seeder, and that is a temptation. Because it just knows the entrance to field 12 is across the road from the entrance to field 13. So that is something that's tempting me. I'm not going to do it right now, but it is something I'll take into consideration. All of the, I think it was wheat that I harvested in the previous episodes and the previous streams, I have sold off, which is why we got €401,000. I also sold off the fast track and the 6-meter seeder, because I still feel like I've got too many tractors on this map. I think the next one to go will possibly be the T6 or the T7. The T6, because, being blunt, the V8 fulfills all the same functions as it and has about the same horsepower. Or the New Holland 110, as it likes to be known. And the T7 because it's not MR. Like the Americans there, I mean, I'll kind of leave it up to discussion between you guys. But I think it's going to be either the T6 or T7 goes. The Valtra is by far the most powerful tractor I have. So that's staying. The excavator's staying because I found a really good use for it for moving compost. And I'm not really surprised that it works the way that it works with compost. I might swap out the bucket for the grabby bucket, because that might work a bit better. That'd make a bit more sense. Especially when I start doing manure and silage with it, because I will be making giant piles of manure and just using that thing. But in terms of what tractor I get rid of, it's kind of up to you guys at the end of the day which one I keep, which one goes, and maybe even I'll get rid of 2. So feel free to comment below, which tractor should I get rid of? T6, T7, or I think there's something else that I've got that I maybe don't use as much. Yeah, I'm gonna include the Valtra because I've got the Magnum, which is more powerful again than the Valtra. And where's the T7? I've got the Magnum and I completely forgot about the Magnum. That's more powerful. And it doesn't confuse me into thinking it's a Fendt constantly. So yeah, T6, T7 or Valtra, I guess. Which one goes? Personally, I like the Valtra, despite the colour. I'm going to change the colour to be something a bit less confusing. Because for some reason I keep thinking it's a blue Fendt. And between the T6 and T7, I want to keep one of these because I do like the blue power colour. It is the closest I've seen to a realistic blue power in terms of paintwork and farm sim. That's probably about as close as you can get to realistic colours for a blue power in farm sim. So we're over 100,000 litres with this load, I think. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. Yes, we'll be over 100,000 litres in the clamp, and it's barely been touched. This is going to be fun to compact later, but it's a problem for later. How's the horse getting on, by the way? I might need to 30%. It's run out of water. Oh my god, hang on, the poor horse is dying of thirst. I need to get some stuff. In animals, I need to get a water bucket. And I'm going to grab a small hay bale as... can I grab pony feed? Yeah, small hay bale because it's cheaper. Where's the horse? Horsey. Come on. I'm pretty sure the horse just farted. So when it runs out of water or hay, either or, it loses speed. So its top speed is now 14 kilometers an hour, and we're bringing it back to the shop as quickly as we possibly can. This is going to be a long journey, isn't it? Maybe I shouldn't have abandoned it so far from the shop. Actually, this is a horse. It's probably better off going along grass. It's going to physics a bit with the little bumps that are in the grass here, but it should be fine for the most part. I say that, and this bit over here looks like it's going to kick the horse off at a really jaunty angle. I'm slightly concerned that at some point this horse is just going to be horizontal. I don't know how it's going to handle it. For anybody who's wondering how this horse actually works, by the way, it has 4 wheels. And for some reason, when you look at it from certain angles like this, the animation speeds up. I'm not entirely sure why, but it's got 4 wheels, and those wheels are effectively the feet. I'd still love to know why the animation speeds up when you've got F5 mode enabled from that specific angle. Don't know why, but it's just a thing. So it looks like we're going to finish this video off by feeding the horse, because it's going to... Okay, we're just going to cut across some fields. We'll be fine. We're just going to beeline it for the shop, because I do want to get this done today at some point. And this looks ridiculous. This looks so ridiculous, in fact, that I'm going to have it as a thumbnail. Of course, a bit of sunflower gets in the way just at the right time. Oh dear. So I need to bring the HUD back up, because otherwise I can't see where I'm going. I'm still headed in the right direction, but this is going to get very interesting very quickly, because we're now headed into the biggest bunch of trees on the map. And these are quite large trees, because Oxygendavid is being very cheeky for optimization. And instead of putting in more trees, he's just put in huge trees. Is that the shop over there? No. Yes, that's the shop, so we'll just beeline it across the middle. Yes, that is the shop, because I can see the muck spreader that I bought for spreading compost later this week. Spoiler alert for an upcoming video, I guess. I do have a habit of just abandoning stuff at the shop that I plan on using at some point soon, but don't have any use for just yet, because it's easier to just leave them at the shop than it is to transport them around. I wish there was like a turbo boost button on this thing. Oh my god! Apparently the horse is fully animated when it's like eating and drinking as well, so I'm kind of interested in seeing this. Serve out. What does serve out mean? Oh, it means get out. Okay. Not entirely sure why it says serve. Guessing it's a weird translation problem. From, I think, German? This is by Farm Randy. I'm guessing Farm Randy's German. He usually uploads to Marhu's website, and that's almost entirely in German. Is this horse mysteriously has shuttle controls, by the way. We can just get it through. In reality, the horse will probably be able to jump that hedge, even though it's a pony. So that's... This is ridiculous. Eating or drinking, or... Oh my god, it is animated! And very, very slow. Is it eating and drinking at the same time? No, it's just drinking. Well... It's probably better if the horse has the water first anyway, because that's the thing that it needs more of. And I am going to get the troughs. Placeable water trough and a placeable hay rack, which I think you need to... I'm not entirely sure what these are used for. In fact, let's get the wooden cart for the pony. Because I can use that to transport food and drink around with it. There we go. We'll just give it some hay there. I'm really liking the sounds as well. It's like making a crunching noise. So, whoops. Pony had a minor issue there. So let's attach the cart to the pony. Put the hay on the cart. I'll get another, probably 4 bales of hay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll load them up onto the cart too. We don't have to be too careful because it's only a little cart. I know that if we stack these properly, we do a lot better. I don't know if you can use like your own bales for the pony. That's something I plan on testing at some point with small bales from the Welger. We'll get 6 of these. I make that 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. We'll also put down into the main yard a hay rack, which if I come over here, that's the pig yard. Follow this road along, down over here, then up, and there's the main yard there. So if we kind of put the horsey stuff into this area here, like this, and then the water trough can... Oh my god, I have to go all the way over again. This is the very rough estimation of where I need to go. And, oh, I've done well. We'll put the water trough, like, right beside it. Like that. And if we load this up... I'm hoping I'm right in how this works, by the way. Launch a bucket of water at the truck, because that's going to help. I'm hoping I'm right in how this works, and I've not just made a monumental mistake. Also, these buckets are magical and just hold the water in regardless. I might end up bringing this fully over in the stream. If I load this up, because this thing I know has straps, which are a bit silly, but okay. It makes sense because the in-game physics are a bit wonky at times. So if I strap this down... At least they're old-timey looking straps, I guess. Okay, that is locked down. So if we get back on the horse, we can start moving the cart. Unfortunately, there's no pivot point, but I guess that makes sense. We can start moving the cart down to the main yard. At a wonderful speed of 30 kilometers an hour, which is actually not... 32 kilometers an hour, which is, to be fair, quite a good speed for a horse. It's not something you can really complain about. But I'm going to leave it here, guys. As we ride our way back to the main yard, I'm probably going to finish this journey off camera before I start trying to fix my wheel and probably reinstalling all of the drivers ever. So I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Oakfield Farm. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.